What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. We kind of did a thing yesterday. I want to show you guys. We got a little bit of a project. We bought another quad. I know, unbelievable, but I think you guys are gonna like this. It was a killer deal. It needs, I won't say it needs a lot of work. It just we bought a quad non-running, so we tried to get it running yesterday when I looked at it. But this machine's been sitting for about a year, so it's got to get going through, just, you know, empty the gas, shit like that, maybe a new plug. But I'm pretty hopeful I can get this thing running pretty fast. I'll show you guys what it is. Boom, check out this machine, guys. I know, another YFZ450r. So this thing is a 2018, one owner. The guy bought this quad, I guess, a couple years ago, and he started setting it up for motocross, and I guess he kind of gave up on it. So it's been sitting for a year, hasn't ran in a year. He put some parts on here. You can see he's got a Wolf stem in the clamp. He's got a tether switch. He does have a cut harness on this machine, race cut harness. You can see the dash is gone, so it just has the basics to run. He's got some cheesy hand guards. He's got some, I don't know, some ODI grips. These aren't too bad. He's got a cheesy case saver. He's got some timing covers, the oil cap cover. He eliminated the overflow bottle, which a lot of the moto guys do. It's got factory 43, a bumper and a grab bar, which this is actually a really nice looking bumper. And then you can see the grab bar, which is just like the plain drop down grab bar with the number plate, which is pretty sweet. He's got an open FCI intake with no box. That's typical for the moto guys. RPM dominated 2 axle, and guys, check this out. It's got all the hardware, sprocket hub, it's got the hubs, and it's got the nice fancy lock nut, which is pretty cool. So you can see this thing is nice and wide. Obviously it's the R stock width, but look how clean this engine is, guys. This thing is super clean. He barely rode this thing. He rode it a couple times and that was it. He did have a vortex on it and an exhaust. He got rid of that stuff. He might have had some tires, but he got rid of that. He actually reached out to me. He was gonna part this thing out, so he asked me if I wanted some parts. So we got to talking, and it worked out where I just bought the whole quad. It was kind of too good of a deal to pass up, and we also got some extra parts, so this deal kind of gets better. He gave me a whole set of white plastics. He gave me a brand new TM Design Works skid plate. He gave me the battery box because he took this out, but this is brand new. You can see this is brand friggin' new, never used. And then he has a box here with a bunch of OEM stuff that he bought, spare parts and other parts. So we had to jump on this deal. You guys know the situation. We are building the blacked out quad, and if you saw the previous video, you know that we need an engine. So this is our engine right here. We're gonna take this engine out. It's gonna go in here. We're gonna steal all the stuff missing from this quad, like some of the electrical components. We're gonna take the radiator, but the main thing is the engine. So we will sell off a few things on that quad, but it worked out where I'm gonna save a ton of money going this way, because obviously you guys know the prices right now are ridiculous. Engines are going for like $4 grand, and I will tell you that I paid less than that for this whole complete quad. So we couldn't get it running yesterday. Like I said, this thing's been sitting for a year, so just smelling the gas. It had a dead battery. We brought a jump box. We tried to get it going, but it wasn't hearing it. You could smell the gas, and the gas is friggin', it's bad. It's obviously bad. So we're gonna tinker with this thing today, try to get it running. I got a few ideas, but we're gonna go through the basic procedures to test this thing. We'll test compression, we'll test spark, we'll put fresh gas in it, we'll charge the battery up or just use another one, and we'll see what we can get. You know, maybe we'll get her going, maybe we won't, but we're gonna go in the garage and get to work. So let's go. All right, guys, we got her all stripped down. As you can see, I emptied out the gas outside. I'm gonna fill that in a minute, but before we go any further, we're just going to do a quick compression test and check for spark, and maybe even just change the plug just for good measure. I did notice that he does have the wire for the dash, so I had a spare dash. You can't see it, but I plugged that in so we can check for codes. So one thing to remember, guys, is this has a cut harness. So by removing the vortex, I can tell you right now that might be the only reason why this thing is not starting. So we grabbed my vortex out of my practice quad. We'll swap that once we just double check compression and spark. We're gonna get fresh fuel and then we'll go from there. So we got my handy Harbor Freight compression tester, definitely nice to have. So you just get your spark plug tool, you can pop that out, it's a 14 millimeter. If it wants to come out, yeah, you can still, oh my God. I can tell you guys that this gas is so friggin' stale. It smells so friggin' bad. It's not even funny. It definitely, it's definitely bad gas. All right, so we got the plug. I'll show you guys. It doesn't look too bad. It looks like it was running pretty good, but we're gonna change it. We do have a new one. So we'll put this brand new one. Well, this one is a semi-new use. You can see it probably looks about the same, but this is one of those split fire jobbers. B&R sends me these, so we're gonna pop this in. We will just confirm we have spark after we check compression. Oh my God, I might have to open the garage door. It's like so friggin' nasty smelling. So I'm pretty sure that I think it's anything above 60 PSI for compression is fine, you're good. So, but it should be a little higher than that. Usually my quads go around 90 to 100, but you got to keep in mind that those are built engines. All right, so this is pretty easy to do. You can see my tester, it's screwed into the spark plug hole. Basically what to do, you're gonna just turn the quad on. So you can hear the fan. The fan is wired hot. We're gonna unplug the fan now just for the sake of the noise. We don't need the fan now, it's not running. So basically to test compression, guys, you're gonna turn the key on, you're gonna hold it wide open, and you can crank it over, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. That's pretty much all you need. So we will show, oh shit, I gotta do it again. I thought it would have held, but it doesn't. All right, so we are just below 90, which is good. I'll show you guys. Take the camera off the thing so you can see. It's just below 90, which is good. So that is usable compression. So like I said, I'm pretty confident that this engine is fine. I think it's an electrical issue also with the bad fuel. And like I said before, I think not having the vortex is gonna upset this quad, so. All right, so next we'll put that new plug in. We'll actually just check spark first. So for that, that's pretty easy. Just plug your plug in, make sure this boot is good. That's on there, and just put this thing on the ground. You can kind of put it on the bolt of the engine, or maybe I can go like that. Actually, I'm gonna put it right on the head bolt of the cover, and I will get you guys over here to see. Hopefully we both can see this, because I'm gonna have to push the start button. Yep, I could see that. Hopefully you guys can see that too. So we have spark. So the fuel pump works. We already heard that prime. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just going to get some fresh gas and put the plug in, put the tank on, and we'll see if she fires. All right, guys, we got compression, we got spark, we got some fresh fuel, we got some juice in the battery. We're gonna give this a test. We should obviously check fuel pressure, but the pump is priming. It sounds really good, so we will check that just to be safe, just so we cover everything we need. So obviously to check the fuel pump, you'll need to plug it in. Let me make sure the key's off so I don't make a mess. All right, plug the harness in. Just grab a water bottle, just hold it under the the fuel pump line and just turn the key on once and off, and just watch the stream of fuel. So I'm gonna go down, I'm gonna do that again. So I will say that this pump actually looks a little weak. Definitely looks a little weak. I could compare it to, I really don't want to make a mess with gas in here, but let me try this water bottle. I need to see, it's easier on a larger tank, but yeah, I don't know. I do have a pressure tester. I could confirm it with that, but I will say that this pump actually looks a little weak. But we're gonna give it a try and see if she fires. The only thing I could do to confirm that is take the line off the practice quad and just watch that stream, but just by looking at that, I want to say that the fuel pump does look a little weak, but this thing should fire. Normally, if the fuel pump is going, you would notice it when you're on the throttle. I've had that happen where you go to give it mid to full throttle and the quad just falls on its face, but it usually will idle and start just fine. So for right now, we're gonna just eliminate the fuel pump. We have our dash plugged in, so we're gonna turn this boy on. It's priming. We're gonna hit the start button, see what happens. So we got nothing. We got nothing. Didn't even try to start. Absolutely nothing. I'm just making sure I got everything plugged in, that I didn't forget anything. The battery's a little weak too. We might have to put a jumper on it. All right, so I think just for shits and giggles, I'm just gonna take a minute and grab my tank and my fuel pump and just see if it makes a difference, just to eliminate the fuel pump. So I'm gonna grab that and we'll put it back on the quad. All right guys, so we got the practice quad tank. Sorry for the mess. I didn't get to wash the practice quad again. So before we try this, we are going to just check the stream of fuel, because I'm almost positive that this thing, I don't know. I want to say that I think the fuel pump is okay. I think the fuel pump is okay. But that's the nice thing about having two quads. You can try different things, swap parts. It makes life a lot easier. So we'll give this a try, and then if it doesn't start, we'll have to look into something else. Well, I'm gonna shut it off just for a second. You guys saw what we did. Bad fuel pump. And that's actually, I'm gonna have to definitely look back at that footage. That first stream, it definitely didn't look good, even though it was still pouring a lot of fuel. I think it's like, I think it's over 100 PSI of fuel pressure, these things. Oh, maybe it's not that much. Maybe it's like 40 PSI. I'd have to look, but this one is obviously a lot stronger. We'll fire up again. Open the garage so we don't die of carbon monoxide, but well, I honestly thought, guys, I honestly thought that this was gonna be, I won't say a bigger issue, but I was concerned about the harness and the missing vortex. But let me just check the dash to see if there are any codes. We got a low fuel, oh no, we do have a code. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So that's Oh no, so I think it was 42 or 43. But I would imagine that is because there's no vortex, and this thing is missing sensors. It's missing the speed sensor. It's missing the tip sensor. It's missing, no, it's got the crank sensor. So speed sensor, tip sensor, the AIS thing is gone, but that doesn't make a big deal. But those other two sensors could be why it's giving us a code, but obviously it doesn't affect the startup. She starts up just fine. So, I mean, I'm thankful, that's for sure. I was hoping this would have turned into maybe a little bit bigger of a video where we kind of dig a little deeper to fix it, but I'm not going to complain. This was a very easy fix. We already have a brand new fuel pump on this girl, brand new, never used, so we don't have to worry about that. It's always nice to have a spare pump, so that's kind of a bummer, but with the deal we got, I'm not going to complain. So we might put this thing all back together and just rip it up and down the neighborhood quick and make sure she shifts and you know, feel the clutch and all that. And then the next step, guys, we're going to tear this quad completely down, so that'll be in the next video. But as always, thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up in this video, let me know what you think, and drop some comments, let me know what you think about this quad. All right, what do you guys think? Let me know. And as always, thanks for watching. So we'll see you on the next one. All right, peace.